Just before I introduce the director of the film, I'm very lucky to say I've known this guy for quite a while, and he's one of the best documentarians for DVD supplements. He's done work for such titles as Maniac, one of the best supplements I've ever seen, the Joe Spinell story. Thank you. He's also done such diverse films as The Three and Four Musketeers. He's done The Man Who Fell to Earth, but he's also done original documentaries like The Spaghetti West, which aired on IFC, and also a great documentary about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre called Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Shocking Truth. And this is his first feature film. It is coming out this May, straight to DVD. But this is going to be one of the few theatrical screenings of it, and I'm just pleased to say that he's here and that I like his movie. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Gregory.
So I'm very excited that Playtown is playing here, and yeah, this is a low-budget horror movie about killer children, so I hope you enjoy it.
And I just want to say, too, David has also supplied us with the print of this week's Weird Wednesday, The Sinful Dwarf. The Sinful Dwarf is one of the most brilliant, sleazy movies you will ever see in your life, and it is coming out on DVD at the end of this month from David's own label, Severin Films, a great label. If you have any Jess Franco movies, they're probably from Severin. Such films as Gwendolyn, such films as Inglourious Bastards, the original, not the remake that's coming out.
David, you shot the film in Ireland, right?
No, I actually took Ireland out of the script because we couldn't afford to shoot in Ireland, but I kept the locals with Irish accents. But any direct reference to Ireland was taken out of the script because we couldn't afford to shoot there.
You shot it?
Shot it in Connecticut.
Having been to Connecticut, you pretty much shot in Ireland.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doubled just fine. A friend of mine was actually living in Connecticut, and he took me around on a very rainy weekend and showed me all the greenness and stone walls and stuff like that. And, well, yeah, this will do just fine.
All right, a question will get you a free Dark Sky DVD right then. How long did the shooting take?
Principal photography was 20 days, and then I think we did 2 days of pickups after that.
This Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer DVD has a documentary directed by David Gregory. Another question. In the back there, gentlemen.
After watching Life Force last night and Playtown tonight, do you think nudity in movies either helps or hinders the horror factor?
You know, I don't have an opinion either way, honestly. But I did think that that this particular story didn't require any nudity, although I was asked to put some in. But I really didn't think that there was, you know, A, place for it, and B, I didn't think it was really necessary to the story. I mean, a lot of great horror movies have been made without the use of nudity, so it seems strange to me that people think it seems strange to me that people think that it's absolutely necessary.
Of course, anybody who's seen any film put out from Severin, your label will tell you that you're completely wrong.
Yes, I'm not opposed to it, just wasn't necessary.
And we've got a question right up there.
Yeah, I was wondering, is the plague the face stuff, or is that like skin stretched over the face, or was it the fact that they didn't have eyes, the plague?
The plague is different deformities, basically. They're born with the disease, but they put things on their faces to try and hide the deformities, the masks and the eyes, and to try and ignore the fact that they don't look quite right.
Okay.
How long did it take to do the beating scene?
The beating scene was all done on one night, and that was actually my favorite night of shooting because
You must have really hated that actress.
actually no, she was one of the best. She actually had the most thankless role of all the principals because all her dialogue was really quite weak. She was just explaining what was happening and how everybody was feeling and things like that. So it was that night that she actually got to really shine and act. And she would right before each take, she asked the assistant director if she could have 30 seconds before we rolled camera, and the assistant director said, "Oh, we haven't got the time, and she turned to me and said, "Come on, we've got to make the time." And I said, "Of course, give her time." And she ran for 15 seconds down the road, and then back up for 15 seconds. And by the time she came back, she was completely distraught and in tears, and and generally pretty upset as if she was being beaten by a hubcap. And after the first take, the assistant director was like, right, take 30 seconds, and everybody was pretty impressed with Lindsay's performance.
All right, we do have a gentleman who's very passionate here. He really wants one of these DVDs, I guess. Last question.
First off, congratulations on accurately depicting rural life in the British Isles.
Exactly, it's just like that, isn't it?
It's the most accurate depiction since The Archers. I was just wondering, what's your favourite British horror movie?
Favorite British?
I Don't Want to Be Born.
Yeah, I Don't Want to Be Born is a classic. It would probably be The Wicker Man, I think. It's probably my favourite. Not the Nicolas. Yes, the Nicolas Cage.
I actually have a friend who's a very staunch defender of that. She's actually gotten emails from Neil LaBute thanking her for it.
She's the only one. I'm also a big fan of Brides of Dracula, the non-Christopher Lee Hammer Dracula movie.